Cezanne is out here in these streets, you guys, okay? She is coming back to reclaim her throne. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can tell by the title, it's a get ready with me. Good old-fashioned, no frills. I'm gonna be doing a full face of makeup with products that I've picked up here and there recently from the Japanese drugstore, although some of these are actually Korean beauty brands. Believe it or not, I actually purchased most of these with points, whether that be credit card points or store points, Mercari points. I've actually been clearing out a lot of my just inventory in general, some of the bigger palettes or just name brands in general that I realized I don't really reach for at all anymore. I don't really have any strong sentimental attachments to makeup items in particular, so yeah, when it's time to go, I will let them go. So let's start off with the Can Make Mermaid Skin Gel UV in C01. This is their new Cica formulation, the newest addition to their Mermaid Skin Gel UV line. I actually really like this one. I prefer this to the other two options that they've always had, the clear one and they also have a white one. Obviously this one, since it has the Cica ingredient in it, it has a greenish tint to it and the smell is also quite herbal. Some people might not like that, but I personally really prefer this smell to their original white and clear options. Those are supposed to be scentless, but they actually have this like really gross plasticky smell. Other people seem like they don't have that much of a problem with it, but for me that plasticky smell was really nauseating. So that's kind of the main reason actually why I've stayed away from this product for so long. But now that they have it in a scent that I can actually get on board with, it's not even as strong as other Cica infused products that I've tried before, like face masks or whatever. Yeah, it's quite refreshing and nice to me personally. I don't know about you. So I'm thinking this might actually become a staple in my collection. I've already been using it every single day since I got it. Even on days that I don't wear makeup, it's just a very good, comfortable, you know, not too sticky sunscreen for the face. And the SPF 50 is actually very impressive for something so affordable. This was only 770 yen. I might have to go get a backup. By the way, the description does say that this is officially a sunscreen and a makeup base, so it doubles as both. As you can see, it just gives me this nice dewy, glowy, moisturized finish, and I guess the green kind of brightens up my face overall. Okay, next up, foundation. I haven't worn a full face of foundation in a hot minute. If anything, I'll just spot correct a few places, and yeah, I don't put it all over my face like I used to years ago because of mask lifestyle, and also because I feel like I don't have that much to cover up anyway, so it does more harm than good for my skin. You know what I really need? I really just need a good concealer just to even out the areas that I feel like are not matching color-wise, and then I feel like I would be set with just that and this as a primer. But I haven't found one that I really liked yet ever since I used up my last tube of the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define, and I'm not repurchasing from Makeup Revolution again. I'm actually very adamant about not purchasing any type of skincare or base makeup product like primer, foundation, all of that stuff. Not purchasing those products from Western brands anymore because it's like, hello, I live in Japan. Hello! What's the point when I have all of these superior Asian brands available to me? Like, they know our skin, they know our undertones and our overall needs and wants much better than the Western brands do. So Western brands just can't compete. I'm sorry, even the high-end ones, it just does not compare to what the Asian brands can offer in that department. But anyway, back to foundation. So I repurchased the Kogan Do My Fancy Aqua Foundation. Comes in this red box. This was my favorite foundation before I decided to sell my bottle a couple years ago on Mercari, when I realized that I wasn't going to be out in the streets every day during COVID with a full face of foundation on. So I don't regret selling it at the time, because that bottle, if I had kept it all the way up until now, it would have gone bad anyway by now. Right now I actually only have one singular foundation. It's the Revlon, I forget the name, like 24 hour or something. It has the red cap. I actually don't know where it is right now. It's like gone missing, but that's the singular one foundation that I own at the minute. I don't even have any of my cushion foundations anymore. Those have all been used up. Long story short, I realized that this is still my favorite foundation, so I went and found it on Amazon for, I think it was like 3,000 yen, a little bit of a deal. This retails for over 5,000 yen, so yeah, I was not about to pay that much for a foundation, but kind of happy to be reunited with an old fave. Hopefully it will look as nice on me as it used to. I'm sure it will. I don't know why I'm putting it on the back of my hand. Like, I never apply foundation like this. Okay, we'll put it on my brush. I wish I had my NB sponge. I don't know where it went. I feel like this would look even better with a sponge application, but yeah, I think that looks really nice. So this formula is every bit as good as I remember it being. Very happy with that. It's a very, very breathable, lightweight formula. I like how it just gives that subtle glowiness without making me look greasy. It also is very lightweight. I barely feel like I have anything on. So now I'm gonna do my brows off camera with my usual RMK Powder Eyebrow N. Typically only use these two colors. I wanna see if I can find some use for the lightest color here. Someday, not today. I'm sure I can find a use for this though. Okay, so brows are done. That was quicker than usual. I forgot how easily the powder adheres to your face when you have foundation on. I'm just gonna top my brows off with some of my Deja Vu eyebrow mascara. This is a really good one. It has a super fine brush so that you can get every individual lash. I don't absolutely need this, so I'll skip this step if I don't have time. I do enjoy having my brows be 2 to 3 shades lighter than my actual hair color. I just think it looks better that way. I'm running out though. I feel like I need to get a replacement tube soon. There's so little product in this in the first place. Like, look at how tiny that is. Okay, now on to the eyeshadow, the fun part. Well, it's gonna be kind of basic today. I'm going to be using, for the first time, the Cezanne Beige Tone Eyeshadow Quad in 02 Rosy Beige. There's only 2 color variations. 01 is called Nuts Beige. Keep your thoughts to yourself. These are not named with native English speakers in mind, okay, so we can just forgive that. But yeah, 01 just looked a little bit more cool tone to me, while this one is slightly warmer, and I feel like it would be more flattering on me. And I found something in my stash that feels like it came back from the dead. My ColourPop Party Proof Primer. I thought I had decluttered this at some point, but apparently not. It is definitely getting very dry. I might like try to cut it up and transfer it to a jar or something. Not because I'm particularly in love with this eyeshadow primer or anything, but because it's the only one that I really have other than the P. Louise one, which I typically only reserve this one for very colorful looks. So anyway, I'm just gonna prime my eyes really quickly, and then hopefully these shades will actually show up on my lids. They swatched pretty nicely, like it looks nice and silky, the texture, but I don't know, why do I have a feeling that it's just gonna barely... See, the thing that really gets me every time is that the people who truly purchase and use these quads on a regular basis are probably not the type of people to be even applying primer in the first place. Like, believe it or not. Whoa! Okay, I'm shook. I was not expecting that. That is some pigmentation right there. I'm speechless. I feel like Cezanne was like, there she goes again, talking her shit. This should shut her up real quick. Oh my god, you guys. This is so pigmented. What the hell? Do you see that? Okay, forget about beige. That is like straight up terracotta. That's not even the shade that it presents in the pan. I don't know if you can see, but the tiny sliver of shadow on the edge that hasn't been swatched, it's like significantly lighter than the area that I swatched with my finger. That's crazy. Okay, let me just finish up before I ramble on forever. Then I'm gonna take the bronzy brown shade down here, give myself some definition on the corners. Okay, now I'm gonna take the Champagne Shimmery Rose Gold shade up here with the cheap little felt tip applicator that it came with, because I actually think this is the best tool to apply flaky top coat formulations like this one. Either this or your finger. I didn't even use this light nude shade up here yet because I'll be honest, I really thought that nothing in this palette was gonna show up that well, so I wasn't even gonna bother with the lightest shade, but seeing how things have panned out, I'm gonna put this in the tear bag area You guys, I'm shook. Like, I'm speechless. Is this a joke? Like, it's giving literal high-end. It's giving RMK. I'm not even gonna lie, like, I wasn't even feeling I wasn't tired today, but I wasn't feeling super energized. So my mood has just been kind of meh this whole morning, or this whole week really. This jolted me right out of my days. Like, wow, I'm wide awake now. What is going on here? I was so skeptical when I first picked this up, because usually a lot of the drugstore brands here in recent years have been coming out with these, you know, the square format 4-pan eyeshadow palettes. Most of them swatch really well, but once you actually apply them to your eyes, it's kind of like so-so, maybe like a 6 to an 8 on a scale of 10. And also Japanese makeup reviewers tend to like really exaggerate and claim that every single drugstore eyeshadow quad is on the level of a high-end brand, when in reality it's not. So that's why I was very skeptical when purchasing this. I waited a good while after launch date before I finally bit the bullet. I'm speechless. This, like, is this better than Kate? Is this better than Kate's new eyeshadow single line even? No, it's not better than Kate, but I feel like it's on par with those Kate eyeshadows, like the Yoku collection. Even this topper shade, it's a beautiful color. It shows up really nicely and vibrantly against the other layers of eyeshadow. It sticks onto my lids without flaking off. Let me finish my eyes and just gather myself emotionally for a moment here.
Emotional damage.
I feel like I have to stop the video. Like, can we just stop the video right here? I feel like I was so expecting this to be like run-of-the-mill, yeah, whatever, 6 out of 10. And so that's why I decided to group this into one singular video with all of the other hodgepodge of items that I've collected. But I feel so bad now, almost. Like, this deserves its own review video. Okay, lashes, liner, and mascara are on. Before I move on to the cheeks, I just want to try out this new Under Eye Maker tear bag emphasizer thingy from Holika. It's called the Under Eye Maker, and this is in 01 Bear. It's a dual-ended pen, basically, with this fatter end for a highlight color, and then on the skinny end you have a slightly darker beigey color to create that crease effect. This is the only thing out of the items I'm showing you today that I picked up on just a true whim, because this wasn't even on my radar at all. I've heard of Holika before, but this is my first product that I'm trying from them. And I don't think this Under Eye Maker in particular is new by any means. But when I saw it, I was just like, you know what? That is a really good idea, actually. And it was only 1,320 yen. If you compare that with buying the products individually, like, you know, the highlighter and then the light brown under eye liner, and then the fact that it's in this dual-ended, really easy to use pen is also genius, because if there's any step in my makeup routine that I often end up never having time to even do, it's the tear bag. So the fact that I have this in a pen form that I can just throw in my makeup bag and I don't need any extra tools or brushes to apply it, that's pretty cool to me. I think the tone of this highlighter matches the eyeshadow look I have on today perfectly as well. It's not too bright or light of a color. It's kind of like a warmish beige tone. A little bit waxy, like it moves around a tiny bit, but if you just pat it in with your finger, you should be fine. This got really lukewarm reviews online, I saw. At first that made me a little trepidatious to purchase this, but then somewhere in the back of my mind I was like, you know what? But then in the back of my mind I was just like, you know what? These bitches probably just don't have the proper technique the way that I do, like, not to toot my own horn, but here we are. Okay, so next up is a new addition to the Can Make Glow Fleur Cheeks line. This is their new blend type formulation. I picked up the shade B01 Cotton Coral. Look at this packaging, you guys. Look, there's like little dots. These are actually on the back side of the cover. It's like little plastic studs that look like little gems or raindrops. Super pretty and girly. And the name for this new formula, blend type, is pretty spot on, I would say. It does give a more blended and blurred than usual effect as compared with the original Glow Fleur Cheeks formulation. I will say I don't think it's as pigmented as the original formulation, but I feel like that's kind of the whole point, It's supposed to really blend seamlessly over your skin, and then when you turn your face, see the subtle way that the light is reflecting off of it. Perfect for people who just want that really natural dewy glowiness to their cheeks, but not necessarily like a blinding alien laser beam highlight. Yeah, it has a very subtle, like almost iridescent, not quite, sheen to it that I think is really, really pretty. And then finally, lips. You know, I picked up a few new lip products since we last met. I originally wanted to go in with this Romand Glasting Water Tint. Yes, I did break down and finally purchase this, but I'm thinking that I have some specific thoughts on this one that I might not want to get into the whole spiel in this video. Plus, since the Cezanne eyeshadow quad really just surprised me so much with the pigmentation and the terracotta-ness of it all, I feel like I want to keep riding that train and keep the whole terracotta monochromatic theme of this look. Cezanne is out here in these streets, you guys, okay? She is coming back to reclaim her throne. She's like, okay, maybe some of my releases in recent years have been a little lackluster, hit or miss, but you will put some respect on my name. I feel like that's the message that Cezanne is sending to the world right now. But yeah, terracotta lips. So I was gonna save this actually for another video. This is from Sheepy Sheepy. I haven't purchased anything from this brand in a while, but they've just come out with a couple of new offerings. I think they have some older items from their initial launch still, but it's all come in new packaging now. I actually really, really like this brand. Like everything that I tried from them the first time around, they were all hits, but because she hasn't really, she meaning Fukurena, the YouTuber who created this brand, after the initial release, I feel like I didn't hear about them that much, so I don't know if she took a break or whatever, but they're back with a new line of eyeshadow quads and everything, so I picked up a couple of those actually, and I was gonna do a full Sheepy Sheepy new releases review video, but since this lip color looks like it would be just so perfect for today's look, I'm gonna go ahead and dip into this. So this is the Sheepy Sheepy Fua Matte Tint lip color in 02 Rich Almond. Ooh, it's like a frosted glass packaging, frosted plastic. I already knew I was gonna love this even before it hit my lips. Okay, I'm gonna overline up here like I usually do, and then clean up the edges with a Q-tip to create a gradient lip effect. This is my favorite way to wear my lip color these days. It's just super flattering. This is it, you guys. This is the matte liquid lip formulation that I've been waiting for all my life, but I can't even get into it in this video. Okay, you're gonna have to wait until the Sheepy Sheepy review video because I'm already discombobulated enough from the way that Cezanne slapped me in the face today. I almost forgot to put some blush on the tip of my nose, which is what all the TikTok girlies are doing these days. So that's what I'm gonna do as well. I want to look like I have a cute button nose too. They also do it like in some of the Asian makeup tutorials that I watch. They do it on the chin. I'm not sure I'm as big a fan of blush on the chin as I am of the nose. I mean, I think it depends on what kind of a chin you have, right? Like if you have a bigger or longer, pointier chin, I don't know, something that you find undesirable about it, then it makes sense to put blush on it to kind of soften the edges. But I feel like my chin is like not particularly long. It might even be on the shorter end of the spectrum, so I'm just gonna stick with the nose shading technique. But I do think that this is like a way easier way to kind of slim down or round out your nose without having to deal with contour, which can end up looking quite harsh sometimes, especially if you don't know what you're doing, which I still don't when it comes to contour. So there you have it. That's my full face of new makeup from the Japanese drugstore. Every single item that I tried today was a total home run, like I expected it to be, because I don't know, I just feel like I'm in the era of my life where I just know the answers to everything. Like before the situation even comes up, before I even try out the product, I just know, like with my higher spiritual self. Obviously, the total showstopper of the entire bunch has to be the Cezanne beige tone eyeshadow quad, okay? And also this Sheepy Sheepy matte lip. But I knew that the lip formula was going to be great. I could just tell right away when I swatched it in the store. But in terms of like surprising me the most and catching me off guard, like literally waking me up, I have to hand it to this Cezanne quad. I still can't get over it. Like, okay, this will be the last comment that I make about this quad and then we'll end the video, but this thing retails for 748 yen. And then I had a 15% off coupon, so it was like 600 something yen. But then I paid for that 600 something yen with my points. So I paid 0 yen for this. And it's so frustrating almost because it's like, why does this look so much better and just flatters my skin tone much better than the freaking 8,000 yen Shuamura Neutrals palette that I have? I don't even remember the name. Chromatics Stone Neutrals. Yeah, this one. I've been on the verge of wanting to sell this for a while now, and I feel like today, the fact that a 700 yen quad looks like 5,000 times better is just further confirmation that I should get rid of this. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Did you see anything that you were curious about or that you've been thinking of picking up lately? Hopefully this was helpful. Let me know if you own any of these items or if you're thinking about picking them up in the near future. Thank you so much for watching as usual, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!